Okay, well today we're just journeying through the end of our Wild Wisdom Companion by Maya Toll um, for the third time. And so we will be moving on to something new when we get to the end of this one. But while we still have Maya's lovely tidbits of wisdom, um, let's keep rolling with it. And so today, again, the element of the season is water. So last week we talked about kind of the ability to tap into our inner mer person, um, being mysterious and playful and adventurous, sometimes a little dangerous. Today we'll talk about the river and what it's like to flow with fate. So it's kind of our topic of the day. Good morning. Flowing with fate. So as we come into our pranayama, I'm going to put us in mute mode. You're welcome to unmute if you need something from me. Um, but just kind of ponder how that phrase makes you feel to flow with fate. If you're just kind of neutral, if it makes you feel a little anxious, or if it makes you feel more relaxed. So taking that in, your reaction to the invitation to flow with fate. And then we'll just start with our breaths. 3 nice, full, big sighs. Breathe in and out. And in, out through the mouth. One more. Transition to the cooling and calming breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out through a small space between your lips. And ideally, shake your head gently no as you tuck your chin down towards your collarbone. When you inhale, lifting the head back up. And over these next 2 rounds, maybe noticing that the exhale, it's longer than the inhale. And then letting that breath transition to the diaphragmatic breath. As you breathe in, feeling the breath travel down your body, kind of relaxing and stretching it as it travels down. And as you exhale, engaging through the core, bringing all of that energy to center as the exhale travels up. So feeling abundant and full as you inhale, and feeling strong and stable as you exhale. Okay. And coming right into our bees breath. So as you inhale, reaching your arms up. And as you exhale, bringing lotus mudra to heart center. Breathing in. Um, buzzing right into your lotus flower. One more. Um, releasing your hands to your body or to your lap, and just coming into your breath practice that will sustain you as you move, that you can come back to when you get distracted. Cat is not normally this affectionate, so I'm like, do I move? Do we just do the rest of the class seated? You're gonna have to move, sweets. Let's take a nice breath in right here. Bring your hands to your knees. We'll do seated cat-cow. As you exhale, you're gonna pull back. So it's like there's a string on the back of your heart. Somebody's pulling on it, but your hands are hanging onto your knees for dear life. And then as you inhale, there's a string on the front of your heart that somebody's pulling on. But now your sits bones or the end of your back is pulling down to the ground. So just finding a nice, slow, there she goes, nice, slow rhythm. In and out, front to back. And then we'll transition into our side bend. So after this next exhale, bring your body right back to center. And as you inhale, reach your left arm up. And as you exhale, side bend. When you side bend, press this hand firmly down into your surface, almost like you're trying to push this shoulder up while pushing this shoulder over. You're gonna get really nice and open. And then inhale through center, going to the second side, and exhale. You're pushing the ground away while arcing over, and we'll flow a few more times. Inhaling to kind of palm tree flow over, and then exhale to activate the movement. Inhaling to palm tree flow over, and exhaling to activate the movement. Going one more time to each side. And release, lean back into your hands. You can send those legs out in front of you and thumb them down. Or if you're keeping your knees bent, you can just tap your feet down instead. Let's come right down onto our backs. So just laying back wherever you are. As you lay back, let the knees bend and come closer to you. Take that nice, soothing, soft rocking. You might roll your feet and wiggle your toes. Moving into that separating of the hip bones, placing your right foot flat down, or maybe letting it hang over the edge of the bed. Take your take your other knee and pull it towards you. So you're pulling one thigh to come tuck into your tummy as you push the other foot and the knee away from your body. So you're asking one side of your hip to come closer and the other side of your hip to go farther away. And then you're going to relax. And then you're going to engage. So it's almost like we're pelvic tucking and tilting at the same time. One side of you is tucking and one side of you is tilting, but in a very micro amount. Releasing and going again. And releasing. Switch sides. And holding that big stretch for a moment. And then letting it soften. At your own pace. We'll re-engage for a while. And then let it go. And doing that again. Let both feet be off of the ground. Your knees are bent. Your arms are down by your sides. And as you inhale, lengthen your legs. Don't expect them to get perfectly straight. Lengthen your arms too. So the tips of your fingers and the soles of your feet are shining up towards the sky. The next time you exhale, bend your knees, letting your feet just dangle in front of your hamstrings. And bring the palms of your hands back down to the ground. Let that be your movement. Inhale, reach for the sky. And exhale, bend your knees and plant the hands on your mat. Now remember, as you're reaching for the sky, put a little push down pressure on your shoulders and on your lumbar spine to activate this movement more. few more times. We'll move into our open and close. So as your legs lift, place your hands on the outsides of your thighs. When you inhale, let your legs open towards me. Let your body resist it though. The hands are really making it tough to do. And then bring your hands to your inner thighs. Bring the legs back to each other. But again, let your shoulders and your arms make the movement difficult. Inhale to open with resistance. Exhale to close with resistance. 2 more. And bend your knees. Let's do 2 rounds of Apanasana, hands to the knees. As you inhale, draw the thighs towards your tummy. As you exhale, curl up, bring your heart towards your knees. Curl down, and if you want to put in that resistance, you can. Otherwise, just relax. But if you're resisting, push your knees away from your body, the length that your arms are. Knees resist. Tilt your tailbone. Press your ribs down. Inhale, draw the thighs towards your tummy. Curl up. Curl down. And press your knees away. One more time. Bring your feet down. Start to just sway the knees from left to right. This is one of those movements that will get a little more spacious the longer you do it. Just taking a few more rounds. And then when it feels like your knees are taking up quite a bit of space, let them just kind of drift all the way over to one side. This is not going to feel like our normal twist. It's going to feel a little bit different. Just kind of be in the difference. Still extend out through your opposite arm. And then bringing your gaze and your knees back through center. You might need to do a little readjustment before you start moving the knees from side to side again. And then same thing, let the knees just drift to the opposite side, and it's gonna feel different. You're gonna feel longer in the side body. And come back to center. Good. Let's just come right up to our seats. You can roll over to one side and press up, or you can rock front to back. So press up, whichever you prefer. So just finding your seat, finding your breath, and let's read a little bit about flowing with fate. When you come to the banks of the river, you are approaching an edge. Cartographers knew this, and so rivers became boundaries and borders, the end of one nation and the beginning of the next. Because crossing over water invites an ending. The wise treated rivers as a supplicant would the river Styx, pausing to contemplate what might lie on the far side before shucking their shoes and wading in. Sometimes you can choose your endings, giving to the river what you want it to wash away. Plus, running water has long been used to break spells and curses, letting you leave those negative energies behind as you cross to the far side. So as we are moving from one season to the next, we're leaving behind our busy and social season, and we're coming into our internally contemplative season. We kind of think of it as being at the edge. Thinking about what you're ready to leave on the banks before you jump into the water. Thinking about how some of these things are positive and how maybe some of these things are sad, such as our studio. Thinking about how much time you need to spend on the bank of the edge before finally letting go and stepping. Work our way up to standing. So reaching your arms up and coming over, taking that time just to be in each transitional space as we work our way up. Into our cat-cow for a moment, finding the length of the spine to the front and the back. Maybe taking a few rocks back towards child's pose and pulls forward towards plank on the knees. Again, just feeling the length of the body. Eventually we'll work our way to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog to standing forward fold, stepping the feet, fingers at the toes, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, coming right into chair. So from chair, coming right back into our side bends, inhaling to rise up. And as you exhale, taking that side bend that we've already done, seated, rising back up and coming over. So it's the same thing where this open side of your body, you're really trying to expand it. And we don't have a hand to push down here. So instead, we push down through the foot, but you push down through the long side of your body foot. So as you lean to your right, you'll be pushing down to your left heel. And as you lean to your left, you'll be pushing down into your right heel. Try not to lock your knees, just be nice and strong and steady throughout the legs. A little more supple and long throughout the torso and the arms. Coming back through center, bring your hands down, come right into your monkey drum. And slowing your momentum down. All right, let's move into our Brahma Dandasana. And when we do our Brahma Dandasana, again, feel free to personalize this, spend more time in one space, remove something out. But I usually think of the Gayatri inside of this movement, of just that beautiful inner light within you that illuminates. And when we think about coming to the edge of something, coming to letting something go and moving forward, it can be scary to not know what to expect. But if you think of these lights in your body, that sunshine in your tummy, that lantern glow in your heart, as being able to kind of lead the way through that, it can make going with the flow or flowing with fate a little easier. So as you inhale and reach your arms up, you're kind of embracing the sky, you're embracing the sunshine. And as you exhale and come down, you're pulling it in, you're inviting it in, you're just kind of coming into this pose of sun god, radiant, warm, and strong. You receive what you need, and then you offer it back as you lengthen back up. And then you just kind of bow, just coming down, preparing to see, and then you just let go. And so you can kind of think about putting something down and swooping back up. And sometimes we're picking something up. Sometimes as you let something go, you realize you've created enough space that now you can pick something up. So as we go through this movement a few times, just kind of let that move at your own pace. Do you need to set something down? Do you need to pick something up? Really acknowledge you can light your own way. So even though we're moving into a new season, things change, you find it easier to flow with fate, knowing we carry our own lanterns with us. So go through Brahma Dandasana 2 more times. And all the way up. Come right back into your monkey drum. And slowing your momentum down. So I'm going to read a little bit more, and then we're going to move into saluting the 4 directions. Because again, whenever you come to the edge of something, it's good to just make sure that all is well. The space in front of you before you step off that edge, the space behind you so you remember what you've already had, and then maybe the spaces next to you because maybe you want to step off the edge over here instead. You guys ever go hiking and there's no real path, and so you kind of scan the way to be like, that looks better over there, and so you move in that direction. So while you're standing here, again, your hands might be on your body, they might be in namaste, they might be by your side. Just consider this space of being at the edge of change. The river doesn't have to be a line or a border or a boundary. It can instead be an invitation. It can whisper to your sailor's soul to find a boat and climb aboard, to launch into the current and follow where the river leads. So as we stand in the space that we're at, inhale and reach your arms up, and exhale, bring them down to heart center. Again, how do you feel about this imagery of a boat pulling up, and the boat inviting you to climb in to take you somewhere you've not yet been? If this causes a little bit of anxiety, come back to the calming breath. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out through a small space between the lips. This be a nice soothing breath to remind you that everything's going to be okay. And envision yourself stepping into the boat and church going on this journey. So we'll do our saluting of the 4 directions, saluting the journey before us. Breathe in. As you breathe out, press your palms flat down. As you breathe in, slide your palms straight out in front of you. Good. Sweep open to T. Lift your gaze, bend your elbows, fingertips to or towards your forehead. Look straight ahead as you press the hands up and the feet down. Slide your arms back to T. Point your fingertips straight down. Bring the backs of your hands to press together. Palms together. Give a little bow to this journey before you. Rising up, taking a quarter turn. So on this side, as we travel, we miss so much when we don't pay attention. So think of yourself trusting this river, trusting this boat enough that you can be a sightseer. So we turned our attention to this direction, noticing what lives on this side of the river. Breathing in, press your palms down. Slide your arms out in front of you, sweeping out to T. Lifting your gaze, bending your elbows, fingertips to or towards your forehead. Setting your gaze straight ahead as you press the hands up and the feet down. Sliding the arms down. Pulling the fingertips down. Bring the backs of your hands to press together. Palms together. Let's do a little bow of gratitude to the banks of the river that we've not yet been. Rising up, taking a quarter turn, looking behind you. As we look behind ourselves, reaching up, palms down, we see all the things that are coming with us. All the water that's coming with us, all of the animals, the things of nature, and it can remind us that we're not alone. We're not the only journeyers and travelers out there. We are accompanied by pretty much everything. Breathe in. As you breathe out, press down. Slide your hands out in front of you and sweep to T. Lift your gaze, bend your elbows, fingertips to or towards your forehead. Press up and down as you gaze forward. Glide your arms back to T. Put your fingertips straight down and the backs of your hands to press together. Inhale, hands heart center, and give a little bow of salute to all of those things that are traveling as well. Taking another quarter turn. This time you're facing the bank that you've already been on. So on this side, we might acknowledge all that we've already seen and experienced, or maybe the things that we've chosen to let go of. Breathing in, pressing the palms down, sliding your arms straight out in front of you, and sweep out to T. Lift your gaze, bend your elbows, fingertips to or toward your forehead. Straight ahead, pressing up and down. Dragging your arms back to T. Bring your fingertips straight down. The backs of your hands to press together. Inhale, hands heart center. And a little bow of gratitude to the bank that you left. Rising up, then turn back to center. Okay. Let's go right back into our monkey drum, just swinging it out. Come back to center, placing your hands on your hips. Take a little micro bend right here in your knees, stepping your left foot 3/4 of the way back and anchoring your foot down, finding your body in a warrior one stance. Front knee is as bent as you want it, back leg is nice and long and grounded. Inhale and reaching your arms up. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your ribs. And that little trick, this low rib has a tendency to really pop forward in warrior one. So lengthen through the waist and see if you can kind of notch that bottom rib closer to your spine. And then bring your arms up to cactus. As you exhale, press the palms forward. And as you inhale, pull the arms back. And again, add in your own resistance here. Feeling it kind of hard to pull towards you and hard to push away from you. 2 more. Now bring opposite hand to opposite shoulder. Lower your chin towards your collarbone and lengthen your front leg. You're going to feel it slightly internally rotate. As you lift your gaze, bend back into your front knee and bring your arms back into cactus. And if you want to make this a little back bend, you can let those ribs notch back out and lift your gaze. But then you're going to come back to a nice long spine, notching the rib in, crossing your hands, lowering your chin, and lengthening your leg. So just take that a few rounds. Again, moving at your own pace. As you open the next time, stay open. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift your heel off your mat, straighten your back foot, and then optionally, you can step forward into tree. So make sure your front foot is full, your foot is spread out, it's anchored down, and you might push off your back foot and then bring the sole of your foot along the inside of your leg. Release your hands. And stepping down, step out and monkey drum. And slowing your momentum down, coming back to Tadasana. Once again, the hands come to the hips. Feel your body nice and full, even to the front and even to the back. Feet nice and engaged. Subtle bend to the knees. Stepping your right foot 3/4 of the way back and turning it. Finding the bend that's appropriate for your knee. Hips forward, shoulders forward, gaze forward. Inhale, reaching your arms up. As you exhale, hands to your ribs. First, lengthen through the waist. Your shoulders are going to go up. Flop that lower rib in. And then bring your hands forward and press the shoulders down. So same thing on this side. Push with resistance and pull with resistance. Push with resistance and pull. 2 more. Cross opposite hand to opposite shoulder. Lower your chin and lengthen your front leg. And then lift your gaze, bend into your knee, open your arms. Again, this time you might make it a back bend movement. Coming back through straight center, crossing your hands, tucking your chin and lengthening your leg. Moving at the cadence of your breath, exhaling to tuck, inhaling to open. Two more. Stay with that open. And then optionally, coming right into tree, placing your hands on your hips, lifting into high lunge. Make sure that front foot is nice and full before you step. Roll with your arms. Stepping down. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Nice and gentle, coming all the way through. We're going to come all the way down to our seat again. So just take your time getting there. You might get to hands and knees. You might cat cow, but eventually you'll come to your seat. So once we're all there in our seat, bring the soles of your feet together. Baddha Konasana. Take a couple of butterfly breaths. You can also do this with just one leg bent and the other knee straight. If you're just feeling a little cranky in any part of your lower body. We're going to move through our little vinyasa that we do of going into tortoise and then flower and then boat. So as your knees come down this next time, push your feet a little bit away from you. You're going to slide same arm under same leg. Rock around a little bit until you realize no more of your arms going underneath. And then just let your body sink down. Try to let your breath be slow and smooth. And then rotating your palms so they're face up. You're going to lift your gaze, kind of start to lift up through the body. You're going to feel stuck. And so you're going to lift a little more, lift just one foot and then the other foot. And then once you're there, engage your core, lengthen your spine up, let the shoulders be pressed down by the weight of your legs. Moving into flower. And then engage your core again, release your arms, bringing your knees together. And here you are in a variation of boat. You can, again, personalize or change this pose. You might toe tap. You might extend your arms. You might bring both feet down. You might extend your legs. However both fits for you today. Spend a couple of breaths. I like to move whenever I'm staying in a pose. Holding my body while I hold in a pose usually makes me want to hold my breath. So I like to find little movements to keep my breath moving through. From here, hug your knees in. We're going to come right back down to our backs. Gentle little rocking side to side. I'm just going to finish up with a little hip flow here. So place your hands on your right knee and extend out through your left leg. Taking 3 rounds of Uttanasana. As you inhale, pull the thigh towards the torso. As you exhale, curl up, curl down, and soften the hold underneath. Do that 2 more times, nice and slow. Do like a slightly deeper stretch throughout the psoas line. Keep your left foot flexed. Open your right knee to the right, kind of like you're coming into supine tree. The sole of the foot doesn't have to be on the left leg though. And you might support the right leg by keeping your elbow on the ground and the hand on the outside, or you might deepen the stretch by putting your hand on the inside of the leg. If you're going to do that though, your left hip's going to want to lift, so weigh your left hip down with your left hand. And then release, relax your left leg, pull your right knee to center, and then take your right knee across your body into a twist. Right arm extends, gaze can go to the right. Easing your way back. So your right knee is still bent. Bend your left knee, place the left foot flat on your mat, cross your right ankle over it. Do that little chicken wing movement here. The next time your right knee pushes away from you, leave it there. Lift your left foot up off of the mat. Start by grabbing onto your left thigh. And same thing, you can pull the legs towards you and then relax the you're not loving that stretch today, you can just rock from side to side and let it feel more soothing. Eventually returning the legs to the center, and we'll do our supine variation of pigeon. So your left hand's going to come to your right foot, your right hand's going to come to your right knee, and then your left foot comes down to your mat. You can leave your left knee bent, or you can stretch your left leg out. From here, you can hold steady, or you can rock your leg that you have a hold of. Releasing your right foot. When your right ankle comes in line with your right knee, stretch the right leg up, flexing through both feet. And then right here, take your right leg open to the right. If you want to bend your knee, go back to how we started, you can definitely do that. But if you like the leg long, try that out. And then bringing the right leg through center. And same thing, you're going to twist. So you can take the right leg long across your body, or you can bend the right knee and take it across the body into your twist. Dynamic of your twist, stretching through the right arm, looking to the right, maybe using your hand to weigh down the right leg on the left side. And then bending your right knee if it's not bent already, coming back through the center, bending both knees, hugging them in. It's kind of washing that side away. And then we'll take that little vinyasa series to the second side. So bringing your hands to your left knee, stepping your right foot down, and then extending it away from you. Taking 3 slow rounds of the Uttanasana. Inhale, pull the knee to you. Exhale, curl up, curl down, and soften the head underneath. Doing that 2 more times. And then in the left knee, open to the left. Your hand can stay on the outside to support it. And then your right hand can come down to weight down the right hip. And then maybe you press the left open a little more. And bringing your back to center, relaxing your right leg a little bit. And then take your left knee across your body into your twist. Weighting it down with the right hand. Extending to the left hand and looking to the left. And easing your way back to center. As you get to center, start to bend your right leg, placing the right foot flat on your mat, crossing the left ankle over. Start that little chicken wing movement in and out. The next time that your knee presses away from you, leave it pressed away. Lift your right foot up, grab onto your right thigh, And same thing, you can either just rock side to side and then that softening, soothing space for your low back, or you can bend your knees, pulling the leg towards you, deepening the stretch along the back of the hip. So whichever you need more of today, take that variation of movement. Couple more breaths right here. And again, we'll reach out and grab our leg. So your right hand grabs your left foot, your left hand grabs your left knee, your right foot comes down to your mat. You can leave it right there, or you can re-extend out through your right leg. Again, you might just pull the leg towards you and hold and breathe. You might rock and find some movement. And releasing your foot. When the ankle comes in line with the knee, same thing. Flex both feet. Reach your heel up for that nice long stretch with the legs. And then your left hand comes to your left thigh. Right hand comes to your right hip. Start to open the left leg to the left. Again, if this feels like a lot, then bend your knees. Sometimes the leg just feels bigger or longer or heavier than normal. Be in your pose for a moment. And then take it through center, all the way over to the other side. Coming into your twist with either a long leg or a bent knee. And eventually bending both knees, bringing your body back to center, hugging your knees in, rocking around, find a neutral long spine. And if there's any poses that you would like to do before we come into our Shavasana, give yourself a moment here. Maybe it's one we've already done, but you want to come back to. Maybe you want a little bridge movement or another twist. But when you're ready for Shavasana, you can stretch out like a starfish on your mat, or if you prefer to come into your seat, you can always do that as well. To come into either Shavasana or Sukhasana, feeling where you're connected, feeling where you're buoyant as you breathe. Water is not rational. And so the river's power may not make sense to your linear mind. It may seem arbitrary and random as it swirls about your ankles, tugging this way and that way. But the river has a purpose you have not yet divined. There is an ease in allowing it to carry you, but you will give up a small bit of your free will in order to witness its wonders. Are you crossing the river or stepping into its flow? Are you courting an ending or throwing your lot in with fate? gifts of the river can be easy and flowing movement, clean slate, a fresh start. The challenges can be an unexpected ending. Maybe you kind of came to that edge sooner than you thought that you would. Or maybe you get carried in a direction that you didn't intend to go. So again, the willingness to look forward at your journey, to look at where you've been, to look at what's coming with you, and to look at what's beside you. And it might be simply to cross from one side to the other, letting things go to lighten your burdens so you can swim freely across. Or when to simply let the river have you for a moment, to take you where it wants to, without any rationality behind its movements. Vision yourself for just another moment in that movement, knowing the boat invited you, knowing that it's safe, knowing that gentle sway beneath your body, feeling yourself softly carried someplace new. Even if you wouldn't do this normally, allowing yourself to do this in a safe, soft space. It's good. Gently bump up against the shore, letting you know it's time to explore something new. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, stretch through your limbs, and then at your own pace, in your own way, return to your seat. Inhale and reach your arms up. And as you exhale, wrap yourself up in a loving embrace. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands heart center. That invitation to step into the flow, to go with it a little bit, stands. Just notice this week how often you resist it and how often you accept it. My light sees and honors your light. Namaste.